All right. Well, this should be chapter 3. I have discovered something in trying to do this. I am not a reader. I can read and I can read out loud, but when I'm trying to do this and read my book, I keep wanting to add stuff and I keep wanting to expand and expound on stuff. So I'm just going to do the best I can. And, maybe if you know somebody, I don't know where you would look to find, how do you learn to become a repo man? Well, you got to find somebody maybe that would take you under their wing and help you. But maybe these little stories, maybe they'll help you some if you're trying to figure out if you want to be a repo man. Uh, I, Being involved in repoing, it's kind of like bounty hunting, and I thought, well, maybe I ought to expand my horizons, and maybe I could be become a bounty hunter, and so I sent off for a book, and I got this book on bounty hunting, tell you how to do it, and all that good stuff, and so I I got the book, and I opened it up to start reading, and the first line said, "You will get hurt." And that's as far as I got. I thought, nope, not ain't for me. I'm not going to do that. And people look at repoing as dangerous, and I guess it's more dangerous now than it used to be. But I never really had a problem. I've got in fact, let me see if I can find it. I've got a 9mm shell here, and this shell was a guy shot at me, and he was close enough to where it went in the back of my truck. I was leaning on my truck. That's another story. See what I'm talking about? Expanding on this stuff. I can't stick with what's written down. I'll tell you about that one later on. But if you got good sense, you won't get hurt. So anyway, what I had ended the last chapter, I was talking about, we do a lot of bluffing, and we do a lot of bluffing, and we're counting on somebody not knowing the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. And in the last chapter I'd ended was I only knew one guy who knew the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act, and I called this chapter Backing Off and Turning on the Charm. It was a Harley Davidson credit account. The given address, which is what we called the debtor's residence according to the paperwork, was in Southside, Alabama. Now, that's quite a distance from my storage lot and office in North Alabama. He had a Harley Davidson Fat Boy that I was looking for, and the debtor had been hiding it for a long time. I had driven past the given address several times. This was supposed to be where he lived, but I never saw him or the motorcycle. I had knocked on the door several times and got no answer. Passing by one Sunday, I saw a man in a workshop behind the given address. The door was open and he was sitting at a bench working. And I guessed that I had finally caught the debtor at home. And even though it was Sunday afternoon, I would take a chance and talk to him. Because again, I'm counting on the fact that people don't know the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act and know that it's really not legal to talk to somebody on Sunday. After all, he doesn't know I'm legally not supposed to make contact on Sunday. I parked my truck in the driveway and walked back to the shop to talk to him. I didn't see the motorcycle anywhere and assumed he was still hiding it. I'm always respectful and courteous in dealing with debtors. I represent Harley Davidson Credit. I politely introduced myself and told him why I was there. Harley Davidson Credit had sent me, and I wanted to pick up his Harley. Just my luck, this guy knew the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act and the prohibition about making contact on Sunday. He got real indignant. He got angry. I don't think he was genuinely angry. I think he was just trying to put the fear of God in me, and if he was, it worked. He took me to task for contacting him on a Sunday. I knew that Sunday contact wasn't legally allowed, and what was worse, he knew that Sunday contact was not allowed because he was once a repo man. So it's now time to back off. Back off. Defuse the situation. Talk your way out of it. I dropped all references to the motorcycle. I turned on the charm and calmed him down. He calmed down and it all blew over. I asked him to contact Harley Credit, and I left. And I don't think we ever did get that motorcycle, but we didn't get sued either, so that's a good thing too. But you can always back off. You know, you can, one thing you're going to have to learn if you're going to be a repo man, you're going to have to leave your pride and your ego at home. You can get in an argument with somebody and they may be the biggest jerk you've ever met in your life. But put your pride aside, put your ego down, act. It's acting. If you'll act right and you'll act the way you think you should act, be nice. You ain't going to hurt nothing by being nice. You can always be firm later on, but backing off and turning on the charm, it works like a charm when you have to do it.